Hi guys, my name's Hannah and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make an easy and perfect treat for any occasion. So I'm going to go step by step showing you guys how to make some cake pops, and I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible so you guys will be able to follow along at home. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the ingredients you guys are going to need in order to get started. So let's do that. So the first thing you're going to need ingredient wise is going to be a box of cake mix. Any type, doesn't matter, whatever your favorite is. The next thing you're gonna need is any sort of meltable chocolate. Now with the chocolate, you can get them pretty much anywhere. I sell them at Michael's. I bought mine from Walmart. You can buy them anywhere that sells food. The next thing you're gonna need is some white vanilla frosting. The next thing you're gonna need are some eggs and some oil. Now, the first step in making any good cake pop is the cake. So the first thing you're gonna do is get your mixing bowl and your cake of any flavor and make it like a regular box cake. Okay, so I have my pan greased up and I have my batter in. Looks a little thin, but don't worry, it's gonna rise. And I have my oven preheated to 350. I'm gonna pop this in, and you should leave it in for about 30 to 40 minutes. In the meantime, while it's in the oven, you wanna make sure that you clear your baking station. Make sure you clean your mixing bowl, because we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna need it again. We're gonna need it clean. So it's been about 30 minutes, so I'm gonna check on the cake and I'm gonna pull it out. It's all done. I'm gonna let it cool down for about 20 minutes and then we'll start with step 2. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes. The cake is officially cooled down. So now you don't have to be careful with this part. It doesn't have to be perfect. All you really have to do is get your mixing bowl, because we are now on step 2. So for step 2, we're gonna get our mixing bowl, we're gonna get our cake, and we're just gonna, don't be afraid to get your hands a little dirty, okay? We're gonna get the cake and just plop it straight into the bowl. Doesn't matter, let it get crumbly, because that's makes the next step even easier. Now we got all of our cake into this bowl, and we're again gonna go in. We just wanna make sure there's no big pieces. We just wanna crumble it all up. So now that it's all nice and crumbled, I washed my hands. Now we're gonna get our white or vanilla frosting. Pop it open. Now for this part, you can use a measuring cup or you can just kind of eyeball it. It's really up to you. I always just eyeball it. What we want is we want to get enough frosting. I usually go with like a spoon or two, mix it up, and if it's not the right consistency, then I add a little bit more. So the consistency that you're looking for is kind of dough-like, so you're able to form the cake balls. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. So once the frosting is in, it might seem a little bit hard to mix, but all you gotta do is give it a little bit of time, a little bit of love. So I'm going to put a little more in, and I'll just keep doing that until I get a nice, beautiful, doughy consistency. All right, so now we have this like texture. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge, leave it in there for about 30 minutes or so, and then I'll take it out and we'll start with step 3. So the cake mix has been in the fridge for about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and while it's cooling the rest of the way down, I'm going to show you guys how we're gonna melt the chocolates. So the best way for me that it always comes out good is a double boiler situation type thing. So I make a makeshift one because, you know, that's what we do. So a little pot, very tiny, I fill it up with water, and then I take any glass bowl, as long as it's microwave and oven safe. We want to make sure it's not going to crack over the stove. And once it's filled with water, we put this right on top, boil it up, put the chocolates in here, mix it up, it'll melt perfectly, exactly the way we want it. And I will come back once all my chocolate is melted. So my chocolate is still on the stove. It's almost completely melted. I have about a spoonful inside of a bowl right here. For simplicity's sake, I only used one color, which my brother chose to be green. So I have about a spoonful of green in here. I have my sticks right here, and I just pulled our mix out of the fridge. Now that it's completely cool, so I'm going to move on to step 3, which is forming the balls. So I'm going to grab about a quarter sized and just mold it in your hand. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, just a good enough circle. I'm going to get one of my little sticks, and you're not going to stick it directly in. You're going to get this, you're going to dip it into your melted chocolate, like so, and then dip it into your bowl. So I'm gonna continue to make a couple more of those, and then I'll show you when they're done. Little cake balls. So in the meantime, while I'm making the other ones, this is gonna be the one that we're gonna be working with. This is a very important step. I'm gonna pop these in the freezer. The longer you can keep them in the freezer or the fridge, the better. Okay, so the cake pops have been in the freezer for a couple of hours. I just took them out. Here they are. Here is our melted chocolate in a little bowl. And now I'm gonna show you guys how to start dipping. So you're gonna get one of your cake pops like so. Some chocolate, dip, swirl, lift, and done. Put it right back, let it sit there, and now I'm gonna do the rest, and I'll come back and it's time to have our taste test by my biggest critic. Tell me how it tastes.
It tastes good.
Yeah? So that was my little DIY showing you guys how to make some easy, fun cake pops. I hope it was simple enough, and I hope you guys try it and you guys enjoy it.